You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
I go by Toyota. Sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13. I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
This is Your Welcome America presents The Passions of Girls Aloud, Episode 1. In the lead up to the Girls Aloud reunion tour, we're taking a look at another wonderful relic of 2000s TV from our beloved girl group. Coming up in Episode 1, it's the pride of Newcastle herself, Cheryl. I am Ben. I'm Fraser. Fraser like Razor. And this is The Passions of Girls Aloud.
After 5 years of producing hit after hit, Cheryl, Sarah, Kimberly and Nicola have managed to take time out from recording and touring to follow their passion.
Okay, so here we are, babes. It's our new spin-off, Episode 1. Only 4 episodes, I noticed, we've got. Now, were we discussing this in person or on a podcast about what we thought Nadine's passion would be if she'd ended up doing the show? Well, her passion is being in a girl group, is singing, so she's at a loss. It says on the Wikipedia that the opening theme is Can't Speak French, The Passions Mix. Sure, babe. I didn't hear that. Did you? No, I just heard a lot of bleeps and bloops. Yeah. A very unfinished opening credit thing. I don't know. Oh, also, I know someone who worked in the show, so I am going to retrieve some goss for us. Ooh. Yeah, get excited for that. So we get kind of an opening kind of few lines that just explain what each episode is going to be. Did you write them down? No, did you? Yes. Okay, tell me, please. So it covers what the show's going to be about, and it's basically each girl's going to be following kind of a passion of their own outside of the band. Has Cheryl got the right moves to master the art of street dance? The art. Kimberly's lifelong dream is to perform in a musical, but can she make the leap from the pop charts to London's prestigious West End stage? Can Nicola launch the non-existent makeup range for pale skin she's always longed for? Will Sarah be able to keep a grip of her secret desire, learning to play professional polo? I mean, Sarah's one is hilarious. I love it so much. Sure. Oh, wait a minute. Before we even get going, I should maybe do a quick outfit change because it was my birthday this week and got me a wee prezzy. I did. Okay, I'll open up this bag that's made from 90% recycled material and is recyclable. It's from a pretty British source. Is this official? Yeah. It's licensed. Yeah. This means it is. Describe what this is, please. It's a pink Girls Aloud t-shirt. It's got the artwork from... Ooh. What album is that? Is that Tangled Up? I think it is. No, it's not Tangled Up. It's Out of Control. It's the Out of Control kind of poses on a pink t-shirt. That's a ladiesboohoo.com t-shirt that you're about to put on. How fucking dare they not do anything for us gents? I know. Oh, lovely. Do you know what's fun? You've got my nice big size, so what I can actually do is I can bung on some heels and I can actually put a belt round it. That's what I thought. I thought you could belt it and just wear it out. Love it. Thanks, babes. Very excited for this. So anything else from our glorious intro? Oh, well, the VO. Matt Horn. Yeah. I've written here, it sounds like temporary VO. I thought Matt Horn does have the air of a straight man that works in TV in the 2000s, so it makes sense that his voice sounds like just some producer that put down the guide VO for the more famous person to come in and replace it. It's so lackluster. It's unbelievable. Although, to be fair, with our girls, we've got a lot of accents, so we don't really need much more. And the titles just... What it felt like for me is it seemed like all of the Tangled Up album graphics, GFX, there was a GFX folder on a laptop somewhere, and they just sent that to the production company. I said, oh, here you go. Just do something with this. Totally. Peter Lorraine just sent a Dropbox. Yeah, it felt like, imagine the Tangled Up DVD menu. I bet all those graphics were the moving parts of the Tangled Up DVD menu. They'd already been made and animated. Yeah. Just bung it to ITV2 or whatever production company made this. Weirdly, it's also a bit AI. It's a bit like insert to chat GBT using the Girls Aloud album artwork from something. Can you make opening credits? Well, now it would be that. Yes. But then it was a little Dropbox that went over to Monkey. Monkey Kingdom, the production company. Shout out to them. Right, first scene. Should we get into it? Let's get into it. Do you know what? Should we kick off this 4-part special series? Scene 1 is Cheryl making some tea. We actually get a bit of an overview of what's going to happen in the episode. Oh, sure. Well, so it starts with I have to talk about nearly every piece of music that's used in this TV show. Yeah. We hear the strains of an instrumental of Play by J-Lo. Oh, totally.
And they describe Cheryl as the feisty member of Girls Aloud.
Also played by J-Lo. This was made in 2007, so even then, that was a very dated reference.
Well, I will tell you that actually, there's a music choice coming up very shortly that's going to start my whole trend of this episode that I want you to look out for. But they talk about how she wants to learn street dance, which is a term at the beginning of many times in this episode that everyone's avoiding using the word black.
Yes.
And they say that Matt Horn, I'm calling him Matt, he says street dance is a fusion of funk, hip-hop, and body popping. And they have the goddamn nerve to play Justin Timberlake's Like I Love You video at the beginning of that montage. So they start the montage with a white man. And then, they said what's going to happen. They say that she's got 2 weeks here in London and over the pond in LA to learn to become a street dancer so that she can then audition to appear in Will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas' next music video, as if the whole thing is not
set up. Now, can we talk about Matt Horn's pronunciation of LA? Could you please, how would you say that city in full? How would you say it?
So before I moved here, I would have said Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
Now I live here, I maybe even make it even more kind of Los Angeles, like Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Because he pronounced it Los Angeles.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Z.
Yeah, talking of street, the streets of Los Angeles.
So let's get ourselves into this kitchen scene with Cheryl.
Oh, please. God,
what song is playing?
Well, I don't know, but I need a cup of tea. Wait, what song is playing?
It's Me, Myself, and I by De La Soul. The 90s like hip hop group. And this is where I thought to myself, I was like, this feels like a white person of a certain age. And I said, whoever this producer is, they're white, they're over the age of 30 at the time, and they're from one of the home counties.
Oh, completely.
For sure.
Not a single person of color went near this.
Hip hop. Oh, I know that song, De La Soul, Me, Myself, and I. I mean, good Lord. Okay, let's talk about...
I do love that song, though. Okay, Cheryl's in a dressing gown. For translation for American listeners, a robe.
Yeah. It's fluffy, pink, and with like polka dots, white polka dots.
Yeah, because I'm assuming you probably watched the same very low res.
No, I found a higher res thing, which actually means that I have a couple of details about this tea and coffee station that she's standing at that I don't think you might have noticed.
Okay, well, I've got two questions for you.
Okay.
Is there a can, like what we would call in Scotland squishy cream, like a can of cream in the background?
There is a whipped cream can next to all the kind of coffee tea station.
Okay, great. And then there are two canisters by the window, and I could not make them out. It looked like Nesquik, but what are they?
I'll tell you, on the higher res version, they looked like 2 cans of ambrosia custard. So I think
powdered.
No, like the liquid custard in a can.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wondering if it's some kind of like condensed milk, maybe like Ambrosia did also, because they did a few like dessert sweet things, didn't they?
I think so.
I wonder if it's some kind of condensed milk.
Oh, lovely.
I think Shez has got like a coffee station.
Oh, that's good. Do you think Jan, when she comes round, she likes a wee actually she doesn't take milk or sugar, but she loves like a drop of condensed milk in her coffee or something?
It's
Jan, me mam.
Joan.
How
dare you?
I went Jan because I thought, me mam, Joan.
Oh, yeah, no, I feel like Joan, that she has to keep those condensed milk cans there for Joan. You're so right.
Now, what kind of milk does our Cheryl use?
She's got a solid 4-pinter of semi-skimmed.
Semi-skimmed, it's the green one.
Green top.
Now, it's a very glossy kitchen. At this stage, I did think, is this a serviced apartment? But we do see exterior shots later, so we'll come back to that.
Yeah, it's the wood is definitely darker than it would be these days.
Oh, for sure. And that granite, that granity countertop, we would have not seen that.
And also, the coffee station now would be something much slicker and cooler than a couple of cans of ambrosia and some spray cream.
Well, there would definitely be like an espresso machine. An espresso technology would come into play for sure.
Pods at the least, your favourite.
Ah, fucking pods. Now, oh my God, Cheryl clearly loves an espresso. A coffee from a pod. She loves that these days. So her whole thing here is she's talking about the fact that in this, for her passion, she's learning how to be a dancer, not an artist. Because when you're an artist, you dance, but it's music. But she's actually going to audition to be a dancer.
Yeah.
Which is actually not strictly true because she ends up singing on the record, but we'll come back to that. It's never referenced in the whole episode.
Yeah, that's true. And I also have to say I did think for most of this episode that the song that she was auditioning for some reason, I thought was Check It Out, oh, because she also sings in that song.
Remember that
that
song?
song's-
Nicki Minaj, Will.i.am and Cheryl?
Oh my
Check it out.
It's awful. Oh, horrific. She does say at this point, because she's going to audition for Will.i.am, apparently, the thought of doing an audition makes me not want to do this program. Love how she's breaking the fourth wall and talking about the show that is being filmed.
Yeah, she does that a few times.
Yeah.
We also get a glimpse into how this show's going to work, which is we've got these kind of interviews with the other gals from the group in different areas.
Now, Kimberly's sitting in front of one of those curly bamboo plants.
Yes.
And there's also a CD rack side table. Did you notice that?
That definitely is in Kimberly's house, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a leather sofa with leather cushions.
Yeah, well, that's our, our Kim. She loves an interior. Nicola is being interviewed on a horrible sofa, which I really hope is not hers.
Horrible sofa. And she's dressed like Wednesday Addams. Do you notice that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that was her sofa because she's got more style than that.
Totally. One of them, I don't know which one, says that the Girls Aloud choreo isn't that difficult. And then I've just written here, never forget when they perform on the Metro Live, because that choreo is hard.
Well, we'll be seeing it soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Did you see did you see that interview where Cheryl accidentally started saying the title of one of the album tracks that they're going to perform?
Oh, no.
She literally went grrr, and then Nadine cut her off. So it's
Girl Overboard.
no, it was she said grrr, so GRA. Spike heels and skin tight jeans. I got a fist full of love. It's coming your way, baby. Come, baby, come, bum, 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 bum. I'm hanging on a wire. Graffiti myself.
I know. Thank you for the fans.
Yeah, thank you for the listeners.
We're gonna do graffiti. Cheryl, what are you doing? Don't. No, I can't even. I'm getting confused. I'm going between a monster between Cheryl and Nadine.
Cheryl and Nadine having a conversation is a hard impression to do for one person.
For one person, really difficult. Okay, so we're gonna have by this point, Addison Lee clearly had bought into Prius technology because a Prius turns up in the driveway and shuttles her off somewhere.
Yeah, we go somewhere mysterious in central London.
Oh my God, that road they drive on to get to central London, how bleak is it?
Well, at one point in this episode, there was a road sign above the car that literally just said Central London. And I was like, where are they driving from that's so unspecific? Central London.
Zone 1 this way.
So we meet our kind of tough but fair instructor for Shez here.
Well, wait a minute. Before we get to this dance studio, we're going to talk about the fact that she's walking down a road, lots of brick buildings, and the dance studio is beside a glass shop.
Oh, yeah.
That offers glass cut to size.
Yeah.
But yeah, who are we meeting?
And that number was still in the episode. They didn't even blur it out.
Oh,
great
good promo for that.
For
Good advertising if you want glass cut to size. Yeah, who are we meeting at the dance studio?
Yeah, we get introduced to the choreographer Kenrick Sande. No relation to Emily Sande.
Also, no graphic came up on screen saying his name.
No, I had to Google him and I spelt it all completely wrong. But we get introduced to him while the backing beat for Hot and Her by Nelly is playing.
Fucking
Again,
hell.
Just the whitest choice for a music to introduce a person of color onto the screen.
The whitest choice, but also from an incredibly different era than 2007.
Well, the era-wise, this music is all over the place.
Yeah. So, do you think someone was like, yeah, but it's a classic. Nelly, Hot and Her.
For sure. He's done a lot of fun stuff, Kenrick.
Oh, yeah?
He's won lots of Olivia Awards for theatre choreography. He collaborated with Danny Boyle for the London 2012 opening ceremony.
Oh.
Yeah. Which I think was really the only thing that I needed to mention.
That's a big gig.
Yeah.
Speaking of Emily Sande.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, was she in the closing ceremony?
She was the closing ceremony.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
No, she was in
In
both.
the opening, she was in both.
Yeah, of course she was.
Double booking.
No.
I want to sing.
We're talking about the opening because that's what we watched together.
Yeah, and we were bitching about it, and some people in the room were like,
Yeah, we got-
don't be so...
Misogynistic. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got put in our place.
Yeah. We weren't being misogynistic, we were just criticizing Emily Sande in particular.
We were just being mean.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Yeah. Regardless of gender,
Yeah,
thank
it
you.
knows no bounds.
Which is a construct. So, Kenrick's great, I just gotta say. At this point, he's talking about, or is referenced, well, yeah, in Girls Aloud, they don't really do that much. The dancing's quite light, and they show a really embarrassing clip from biology.
Oh, they do her so dirty by showing biology. Anytime they talk about choreo, it's just them going like do.
In this scene, Cheryl's wearing a long slouchy vest top, a cap, and loose flared dance pants.
Of course, I wrote that down also. I said I love her long white vest top. So she starts learning the basics, and I did start getting a little nervous for her because her biggest issue really, not to like encapsulate too much into one thing here, is that she's just quite rightly is embarrassed that they're filming her learning choreography because she's just like, I don't want to look like an idiot, basically.
I look like a fool.
Like a fool. So yeah, she's basically getting more and more nervous and frustrated that she's not getting it like instantly. We get a lovely interview with Sarah where I didn't even write down what she was saying because I said she looked gorgeous and easy breezy. She's wearing like a headband with her hair pushed back, and she's very just like, she looks like a blonde kind of Audrey Hepburn kind of style.
Well, the whole crux of this is Kenrick, and he's absolutely right, thinks that her lack of confidence, it means that she's not dancing well. Like, she's not committing, basically. And Sarah, in her interview, she's like, yeah, I'm actually really surprised at Cheryl's lack of confidence.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. I have to say, I've just written here, Tambourine by Eve is played. Fucking hell.
Oh, I missed that one. That one passed me by.
Oh, Kenrick also has a Lucozade. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I said Kenrick's drinking a Lucozade and being a tough teacher.
He's great.
Yeah.
He is not taking her bullshit.
Yeah.
And he's not enjoying her like funny little jokes. He's like, no, absolutely not.
You want to talk about this producer that made the music choices. He keeps telling her to stop looking at her feet, and he says that the next time she looks at her feet, she has to drop down and do 10 push-ups. What song did that Home Counties producer decide to play?
If we could just cue up Salt and Pepper, Push It. Oh, yeah. But it's also really fun because Kenrick commits. So he's like, no, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
So actually, we have a montage of her being forced to do push-ups constantly whenever she's like looking down at her feet rather than looking out and being confident.
Now, there's some moments in this whole episode when the music's not playing, when this whole thing is kind of shot like an episode of The Office, with just like really long drawn out silences. And we get that. She's talking to Kendrick and she says, I know why they call it hot stepping, because it's like you stepped on a hot stone. And then she's just standing here and there's just the longest, the most room tone filled silence, just like.
Can we also talk about the unsaid fact here that white woman Cheryl is requesting that a black man teaches her his culture?
Well, listen, like I said, the word black and a person of color is just not used at all in this episode, and it's wild how much it's not used.
Okay, so she, at the end, oh God.
This also was like a scene from The Office. I was getting such secondhand like cringe from this.
So we hear from Matt Horn that in the street dance community, street dancers are given nicknames known as tags. So Cheryl, a poor producer, has had to say, oh, so if the two of you can have a conversation about what nickname Cheryl could have. And how does that go?
Well, first of all, my own personal note just says, this is hell. So they're kind of just like, they're banding around ideas, and then she just comes up with the idea of push 10.
Push 10?
Because, and I think it's a good idea. It's basically so that she's saying, when she's an established street dancer, she can look back and say, oh, when I was inexperienced, I was always being told to push 10 when I couldn't do it right.
And she says, only the people in the street call us push 10. You call us Cheryl?
Now, edit-wise, did you notice that we got several almost Star Wars level wipes during this sequence when they were trying to come up with ideas? Yeah. The tangled up logo kept wiping across the screen like we were watching Star Wars Episode 1. I was so confused.
Why did this? How on earth did this conversation go on so long?
And why not just do a regular cutaway? Why were we doing like star wipes? It was crazy. And I just wrote, this show cost £4.50. every pound and pence went into kind of talent and travel for this show, didn't it?
I did think
Not
it was
production.
I did think it was interesting at this point that, well, actually, they definitely had petty cash because she's drinking a Coke Zero in this scene as well. I don't know if you saw that, but
Do you think he had to pay for his own Lucozade?
Probably brought it with him anyway. He's a pro. I did think it was interesting here that she says, "Oh, I grew up doing ballet. That's what I'm most qualified in, and street dance is the complete opposite of that in all ways, shapes, and form." Kind of interesting. There
Fair
we go.
enough.
Shall we? Do you know what? I could do with another cup of tea.
Ha! Ha! Pump it louder.
Yeah, la la.
Hideous. Pump it fucking one of the most annoying songs of all time, swings us back to wherever this home is that we're filming in. Whether I think it's London's Cheryl's London pile.
I think like
her Surrey pile.
Zone 6 North London or something.
Oh no, this stinks of kind of outskirts of Guildford kind of vibe for me.
So we're in the kitchen with Ma'am Jan. Joan. That's my name's Joan.
My name's Joan and I like to shop at BB.
Yeah, I already did it. Joan's wearing a BB top.
She's been shopping down the market. I got my little BB top.
Cheryl, do you want one? I could get one in another colour for you. Do you want one? So we have
I love Joan. We talked about her on the other show as well. She has a steely edge to her that I just love, and it's her haircut as well. Like she's no fucking nonsense.
You can also see Joan's actually pretty beautiful as well. You can see where Cheryl's got her gorgeousness from.
Absolutely, she's got a swan-like neck, our Joan. Just creeping out of that BB top.
So this is I've just written your Jan's BB top.
Stop calling
Jan. Sorry. So they have a discussion over a cup of tea. Have you got my condensed milk to sweeten it? So they're having this is a great conversation. A conversation about Cheryl growing up and dancing.
Yeah, Jones lugged the scrapbook down from Newcastle.
So we see lots of pics in front, including a pic of Cheryl wearing a furry waistcoat in front of a holographic backdrop and her doing a ballet jump in front of a graffiti wall, which I really enjoyed.
She's always been straight.
Now, well, speaking of street, at this point we have Joan talk about the fact that Cheryl was entered into bunny baby competitions.
That's right. She won some bunny baby competitions. Then she did some nice little dance and this whole time Cheryl's like, all right, ma'am, we don't have to go right back to the start.
Oh, she was a wee show off.
Did you notice that? Well, you probably didn't in your 250 whatever rate that you were looking at, but next to her sink she had a real that blue Carex hand pump soap.
The one.
You know what I'm
That's
talking about?
That's no nonsense, that blue Carex.
And actually, this is the moment I realised it was the Ambrosia brand something on her counter, which I said, is that fucking custard on her counter? Anyway, should we, do you know what song takes us to our next scene?
Well, I just do want to point out that what is also beautiful about this scene is when they're leafing through photos, we get a great shot of a French manicure. I think they probably got them together. We also hear about the fact that when she was a kid, she danced in her bedroom and then her siblings would come in and she felt really embarrassed. So she's talking about childhood insecurities. But let's get a song to get us out of this, please.
Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! I said, this is music hell. One of the worst songs to ever have been created, Sweet Escape by Gwen Stefani.
If I could escape. Oh my god, wait. Woo-hoo! Speaking of, I was... Oh, no, but what about Wind It Up?
I actually prefer Wind It Up to Sweet Escape.
Wind It Up!
Because it's so bad that it's funny, but Sweet Escape is still trying to cling to some kind of...
Sweet Escape, unfortunately, was a bit of a radio-friendly hit.
Yeah.
So it could have been on Radio 1 or Radio 2.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the Glass Shop Dance Studio, shall we?
Yeah.
Cheryl's in Canary Yellow.
She's going to be training with two dancers from Kenrick's company.
Now, Cheryl's she's quite nervous and embarrassed here. I'm also very embarrassed for the white girl from the company with the big hoop earrings.
Me too. I was embarrassed that yet again we're out. I don't even need to say it. We get another scene from The Office, which is Kenrick saying, we'll start as soon as Cheryl finishes her coffee. And then we just get one of the longest scenes I've ever seen in a TV show with no cuts, no star wipes, of just her staring at him holding this coffee and then just very slowly shuffling over and putting it down. It was just the wildest scene I've ever witnessed.
Now, you know what I'm like with coffee. So I was and exercise and dance classes, in fact. I do want her to have that coffee before the class, but why didn't she have it in the car?
Well, yeah. It doesn't matter if you have to have it, then you should make the time to do it beforehand.
No, when I get there, production will get me one. The
right.
runner will go get me a wee coffee. So
you did a wee coffee. You did Geordie with the Scottish words.
Yeah. I just want a coffee. Do they do condensed milk? No. So today she's going to learn the Will I Am choreo. I will say at this point in my Google Doc, I was not spelling Will I Am with all those dots. Just
No, I was calling William too.
Yeah. So she's going to learn William's choreo.
So what song could we put over the top of it? Is it worth it? Let me work it. I was just like, and they had the audacity to use the kind of cowbell breakdown in that song, you know, the ding, 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 da, 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 ding, 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 ding. I was like, whatever your name is, Jenny. I'm imagining she was called Jenny.
Claire
from Herefordshire. At this point, Kenrick said one of my favorite, what are they called when you get words wrong? Oh, it's going to annoy me so much if I can't remember what that term is.
Well, it's like my friend, he said his stepmom said the other day, oh, do you know what? Remember we had that lovely lunch and we had the bottomless samosas?
Yeah, exactly. Malapropism.
Malapropism.
He says my favorite malapropism, which is, I'm actually being way more Pacific now.
Oh, Pacific.
And I was like, well, yeah, she's going to see it soon. That Pacific She's going to dip her toes in that Pacific
when
at
she
some
goes down
point.
to Venice Beach, Pacifically. Now, did you see who was sitting in the corner of the room?
Was it Hillary?
Hillary
fucking
Shaw. She's wearing a spotty dress. She's got highlights. She's got a pink cardi, sunglasses on head, and brown leather boots.
She's haunting this episode.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the last time we're going to see her haunting the background.
Oh, no. Oh, she makes her way to LA.
Do you think she's going to be on a horse in Sarah's episode?
Oh, darling, I know how to play polo. I'll teach you how to play polo, darling. Hillary fucking Shaw. Hillary Shaw in a rehearsal for street dance. Can you believe it?
Do you know what? I can. Is it
darling.
worth it? Let me work it.
Oh, darling, I'll show you. I'll have a go, darling. In those black leather boots from Hobbs.
And her just pushing her sunglasses back on her head.
Play a song, I'll do it.
Oh, darling, we can clear Missy Elliott work it. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, she's on the same label. She's on the same label.
Yeah, I'll just send her my BlackBerry. I'll just send a quick email.
Oh, God, I feel like I might have even had a BlackBerry email exchange with Hillary Shaw at some point in my career.
Shopping management.
Yeah.
So Cheryl wants praise in terms of her dancing, and she also wants a break. She constantly just wants a wee break.
Yeah.
And Kendrick's like, the thing is, you're going to LA on Monday, so I think we just need to get on with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's not wrong.
But she gets the choreo. And I said, I love this is two white women and a black woman dancing. Oh, Lord have mercy.
There's a great moment where Cheryl's like complaining that she's tired and the music's just starting and Kendrick doesn't even listen. He goes, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I've written here, Cheryl's good.
Yeah, she is. She's got it.
Yeah.
All she's lacking is the confidence.
I tell you what, you have to give them credit where it's due. I don't know what that was about, but I wrote it down.
It was about his methods.
Oh, his
of him being
methods?
so mean to her.
I tell you what. So.
When I arrived, I was limp, lifeless. Do you remember her ad?
Limp.
L'Oreal ad?
Oh, yeah.
Limp, lifeless, dull.
So we get some more Girls Aloud interviews here. Sarah says, yeah, I wonder if she's been whinging yet. We all love to whinge in the band. We know Sarah.
Yeah, well, we've all seen Girls Loud off the record. We know exactly that you were talking really just about Cheryl.
Yeah, and then True. And we also hear Nicholas say that, yeah, when it comes to Girls Aloud and choreography, what we do is we dance for like 20 minutes and we have a wee break. So,
Got my cappuccino to go.
but little did she know.
Above the hills again.
Biology, the way that we walk, the way that we talk. Let's not disparage Beth's choreographer Beth's
not.
skills. And also, they don't know in 2008 what was coming at them with On the Metro, speeding down the railway towards them for that tour. Anyway, we have a bit of I've just called the sequence gymnastics. We have a boring montage of more dance rehearsals. Clearly, they filmed it all, and then an edit, we're like, oh shit, dance rehearsals are kind of boring.
Yeah.
We can't do more.
We'll have a different location.
So-
well, they used Smack My Bitch Up to get us into the scene, and then they used the song You Could Do It, Put Your Back Into It to demonstrate the fact that she's trying to learn a backflip. Back. Do you get it?
I got it.
I think Claire got herself onto whatever Spotify was in 2007, Google, and typed the word hip hop back with like quote marks around the things so that it should get hip hop songs about backs.
The ITV2 server, music server.
Completely.
Sponsored by Polydor. So Cheryl's doing some gymnastics. She's in a gymnastics class. And Cheryl's trying to learn how to bounce back on the mats. Is this gymnast guy hot?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Kendrick's watching from the side. And Cheryl's been like, no, I'm not ready, don't do it. And Kenrick's like, do you know what? I just push her into that thing, a sponge, personally.
Just pushed her
I
in.
just push her.
Yeah, she's being really annoying she's being reluctant to do an assisted backflip. Which, you know, I wouldn't want to do it either, but
No, it's scary.
can still be critical of her about it.
Of course. Now, where the fuck are we going next?
Let's slink our way into a little Addie Lee, and let's head to Stratford.
Stratford choreography showcase.
Yeah.
Now, what Girls Aloud song? Just close
to Love.
Love that song.
Yeah. That's the one that's got that spoken word bit at the end that I love. That goes, the man with the terrible hair, back off. Yeah. The guy with the terrible style, leave it. Yeah, that's really good.
Such a good song.
Now, speaking of good, she's with our Kim. Oh. And our Kim is looking phenomenal.
Yeah.
In just a very simple black top. Lovely kind of loose curl waves in her hair, big old gold hoops, and an inexplicable kind of skinny scarf around her neck.
Oh, well, you know, I'll go to Stratford with you, but those choreography showcases get a little chilly. So
well, you know, they'll have the air on it.
Oh, I'll wear a scarf just in case. You don't know.
Dead
it's gonna
nippy.
be like, we nippy in this Addison Lee. So this era, Cheryl's got a fringe.
Yeah, this is that kind of Call the Shots. Is it Call the Shots where she has that heavy fringe in the video? Yeah, this is kind of Call the Shots era hair.
She's wearing an orangey brown leather jacket.
Yep.
She's really looking forward to it. And do you know what? They have a blast.
Yeah, this is the most fun that we see her having in this whole episode.
The two of them are standing up. They're having the best time.
Yeah.
It's quite heartwarming.
Yeah, it's very sweet. And Kenrick is really good.
And Kenrick's great. And also, producing-wise, the fact that he surprises her at the end of the showcase and pulls her up on stage and she has to, like, just freestyle. But that was good producing, though.
Yeah, it's great. I like that she dragged Kimberly on stage, but Kimberly would refuse to freestyle.
Oh, I'll stand at the side and clap.
no,
It's
yeah.
not my passion. Yeah. And at the end of this scene, Cheryl's just had the best time, and she's talking about street dance, and she says, "Not enough people know about it." Just about street dance. Should I cue up "I'm Glad" by J-Lo?
Dun, 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 dun. Plink, plinky, plonk.
I'm glad that you turned out to be the perfect something to this with my life.
I love I'm Glad. Plink, plonk, plink, plink, plonk.
I love I'm
Dun,
Glad.
dun, dun, dun.
How does
Glad when the bed is scabadoo.
no
See the Babadook.
Shall we go off to LA?
Yes, we're going to head off to Los Angeles. And it's this point, just in the car, I noticed, my note is, you know what about Joan? She's punk rock.
What, your hair's a little bit...
Her hair's real punk rock. And she's kind of got that, like, you know, I was saying she's got an edge to her. I think she's punk rock.
I just want to say, before they hop in the car, we get a good shot of the house.
Yeah.
That fringe of central London house.
I didn't even see that. I was so busy writing J-Lo, I'm Glad in my notes.
Okay, I'm just going to give you a few highlights. There is a peach-coloured hallway. There is a monoblock driveway. Those freshly planted trees that you get in a new build that haven't quite taken yet.
Right. Saplings.
It's saplings. And big brick gateposts. Now, my question for you here is, do you think production paid for Joan's ticket?
When Cheryl made it sound like she just kind of bunged herself onto the trip.
Oh, I bet Hillary was like, no, it's okay, darling, because it's promo at Chipotle. We can just cover it. We've got it.
I also bet, even at this point, Shez has got a few miles. You know?
Totally. Cheryl definitely didn't buy.
No. In fact, I think at this point,
ticket.
Joan has got loads of miles because she's made it a point that she should go and do a lot of things with Shez.
That's true.
I bet she's got loads of miles. I bet she just could keep going on just miles.
Well, she just wants to see the world, this one.
So we arrive in Los Angeles to the glorious sounds of "Everybody Comes to Hollywood." I think that song might be the only song that might actually be like line up with the time that this. No, was it still two?
That song came out in this was filmed in 2007.
Yeah, this came out in 2008.
When was the American Life album?
Okay, American Life.
I'm drinking a solati. I get a double shotty. It goes through my body, and you know I'm satisfied. I got a yoga and a blah 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 and a chef.
Oh, 2003.
2003.
God, they couldn't even get. Well, more for me. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So we get some shots of Joan beside the Hollywood sign. Get us a picture. At one point, it looks like Cheryl's calling Ashley from the car.
Yeah.
What's she saying in that call?
She says, it's just like being in a movie. I just saw a liquor store.
Cheryl's wearing a hat, cowboy boots, shorts, and like big bug-eyed glasses.
Yeah, she looks great. They also don't do a real UK kind of piece of trickery about Los Angeles sightseeing here. They make it look like you step off of the Hollywood Walk of Fame and onto Venice Beach Boardwalk.
That is a drive. That's and in traffic.
Yeah, I said they packed a lot into one day here, didn't they?
They did the Hollywood sign, they did Hollywood Boulevard, and they fucking went to bloody...
Yeah, that's 3 separate locations
that's a
that
nightmare.
involve being driven.
Now who's...
Let's not skip over the fact
Well,
that...
this is what I was going to ask. Who's Joan trying to find on Hollywood Boulevard?
At one point, she's tapping Iron Man on the shoulder and she's saying, "Hey, where's Spider-Man? Where's Spider-Man?" We just get her asking, like, Marilyn Monroe, "Excuse me, where's Spider-Man?"
What is her obsession with Spider-Man?
She just wants a picture with the terrible Hollywood Boulevard Spider-Man.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, well, I get you're not Spider-Man, but you'll do. So good.
At one point, there's also a picture of Cheryl being held by the man dressed as Iron Man, like held in his arms. Doing like
Seriously?
a Marilyn Monroe side pose.
I'm so happy for the two of them. But it was also strange because I'm like, has Cheryl not been to LA before?
No, and she was like really excited. And there's that really weird shot where she was doing like the Saturday Night Fever dance over John Travolta's Star. And there's 2 men walk past and I couldn't hear what they said.
No.
They said something. And she's like, there's another Office cutaway of her like, or like Curb Your Enthusiasm. It was literally like, Bob, Bob, Bob.
Okay, so she was in Millennium Dance Studio.
We should.
Now, this isn't the old location for Millennium Dance
Right.
Studio because it's now in the Valley.
And very worried about how our next choreographer is introduced to us. P. Diddy's choreographer.
Choreographer.
Yikes.
Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth.
Now, again, no graphic is on screen for his name.
Well, we find out his name because we get another great kind of silent Curb Your Enthusiasm moment where she says, "Hi, Kenneth. I'm Cheryl."
They're so, you could do a super
Hi,
cut.
Kenneth. I'm Cheryl.
And she goes, "I'm Cheryl. Lovely to meet you." We get so many of those in this episode.
Now, Shez has done a costume change here to go to Millennium Studios.
It can't be the same day.
No, it's definitely
with
not.
jet lag.
At this point, she's wearing, I can't remember the outfit because I was so fixated on that hat she was wearing. I believe this hat style referred to as a cloche style hat or a cloche style hat, which is very like, so she's dressed like Jodie Foster and Bugsy Malone. It's one of those like 1920s, you know, like a woman's cloche hat with like, and it would have like a little curl coming out from her teeth. She's inexplicably wearing. Anybody who wears it. So I just started laughing at, like, cackling at her in this cloche hat.
It's also very sweet because she's really excited to do a hip hop class in LA.
This is like where I explicitly wrote the note. We're really talking around the word black here, aren't we?
Yeah. And he talks about, so this guy talks about how he learned to dance in the clubs.
Yeah.
And Cheryl's like, and at block parties, Cheryl is enthralled. She's lapping up every word.
Yeah.
And as he's talking, she's like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." So, Cheryl dances. I've written, she's a little limp and spidery at the moment.
Limp and lifeless?
Limp and lifeless. She doesn't really quite have this kind of strength and conviction just yet.
Yes. This whole scene is also scored to Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake.
That song.
It's a really tough song.
real.
It needs to go in like the hell list.
It's also just so chuggy, like ding ding
Yeah.
ding ding.
It goes in my cart with square wheels,
Yeah.
being pulled by a horse. Yeah, it needs to go into the hell list where it should never be played again.
And then they talk about how they're gonna go shopping. She's like, "I need to go shopping. Would you take us?" They're gonna go buy a hoodie.
There's a voiceover line by Matt Horn here that made me laugh out loud. You know, it said, "If she's going to be taken seriously by will.i.am." Check it out. Oh. Like that song was literally going through my head as it was saying, if she wants to be taken seriously by will.i.am.
And also, I don't want to spoil it later, but will.i.am is like, yeah, okay. She can
Yeah,
be in the video.
he did like contracted screen time of 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's probably clearly came on and they didn't use the bit where he's like, "But wait, we've already decided she's in the video, right?" Anyway, so we do get a Girls Aloud interview. I think it's Sarah. She's saying Cheryl's like a sponge when it comes to learning dance moves.
Yeah.
And I can tell that in those interviews, Sarah clearly talked a lot.
Yeah.
So they just had lots of her to use. Where are we going to go shopping?
Well, the dulcet tones of Girls Aloud versus the Sugar Babes Walk This Way cover for Comic Relief takes us to Melrose.
Walk this way, you better talk this way. Walk this way, you better walk this way.
I take that still that's about some different last scabba day.
Scabba-dibba-dibba in the babba-da-dook.
I take it downtown to the jail.
Now this is reminiscent of us watching fucking Ashley Simpson. That's Ashley Simpson's show where they go and shopping in Melrose.
Yes, and instead of bowing in a kimono, this time Cheryl comes out in a full giant hoodie and large sweatpants and throws gang signs
And also
at the
she's
camera.
oh god, she's also so pleased that she might be too small for the clothes.
Yeah,
she's so pleased with
This
herself.
was a tough scene, and I want to just do a note to Claire in the edit that to put the song "Hammer Time" over the top of her coming out in a big baggy outfit was unforgivable. Claire, get yourself back to the home counties.
Yeah,
Get yourself back to Milton Keynes, love.
there's also a reference to homeless people at one point, which is not great. But do you know what is great? The fact that she's staying. Where's she fucking staying?
Is that the Standard?
She's staying at the Standard.
Yeah, of course she is.
Oh, always pleased to see the Standard. Where are we going next?
I'll just say that my next segment of notes does start with me saying the word help. Yeah, because I believe that we get the Shaft theme tune,
Fucking
which
hell.
is unbelievable and shocking. And the voiceover tells us that Cheryl is going to Gangland, LA, to meet some freestylers.
Fucking hell.
And then Cheryl says one of my favorite lines I've ever heard in my life. I'm on my way now to Compton to meet Tommy the Clown. Oh, wonderful.
And once again, hello, I'm Cheryl. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Tommy, I'm Cheryl. She says, hi, Tommy, I'm Cheryl.
Are you Tommy the Clown? I'm Cheryl from Girls Aloud. So,
Now it's worth trying to find the positives in the sea of negatives about this scene. Is that clearly, production have set up that Cheryl is going to hang out with this guy that runs his own kind of dance company in Compton, which is his whole thing is to kind of take kids from the streets that are in trouble and have them do dance instead of getting into gangs and crime.
The specific dance is called clowning.
Yes. Crumping and clowning, it's what it,
Now, so they decide they're going to paint Cheryl's face so she can join in. What did they paint on Cheryl's face?
Do you know what? I'd like a little dolphin.
Was it a dolphin? I thought it was a whale.
It was a little dolphin coming out of the sea. I saw one today in Venice, so I thought I'd get it on my cheek.
They paint a dolphin on Cheryl's cheek.
Yeah, but yeah, I will say Tommy the Clown does a good job of describing why he does it, which is nice. But yeah, they paint a little dolphin on her cheek, and then she gets into Tommy the Clown's truck along with like a few other of the clowning people, and there are just some of the funniest, hilarious cutaways of Cheryl looking out of the window of this truck that says Tommy the Clown on the side of it, driving around Compton, and she's just like, oh look, oh yeah, she's got a little dolphin on her face. It's just the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
And also, again, well, we'll get into it, but she's talking to someone about their experience with their brothers and sisters and whether they're in gangs or whether they're doing dance. Like, why is Cheryl not talking about Newcastle?
I know.
And what Newcastle is like and her experience of
she's
things
got,
in
like,
Newcastle?
family members. I guess maybe she just still wasn't, thought that wasn't the vibe of the show.
So then Cheryl and the clearly Caucasian crew go to a parking lot and they all dance. Not the crew.
No, this is a great scene. Yeah,
It is a really good
There's
scene.
All these kids that are in the park come over, and like other people just kind of, they end up just kind of swarming around and having this big like dance thing in the car park. And it's all like, I love that he's got it rigged so he's got those huge speakers in the back of his truck. So they just start playing music and everyone's just dancing and freestyling. And Cheryl she's as happy as she was at that dance competition in Stratford. Like she couldn't be happier.
It's a lot. She's full of joy. It is a lot of fun.
At this point in my notes, I said, have I lost my mind?
It's because clowning, Cheryl, Compton.
Yeah, it was just
the
like,
white crew.
Yeah, it was just all too much for my senses to take.
Also, I've written here, this is a release form nightmare.
Yeah.
How did they do that? All those kids?
Yeah.
Bloody nightmare. I'm also speaking as someone...
I think maybe they just put filming notices up and did it as like a crowd situation rather than an individual.
And then when they went back to the UK, oh no, we just put, everyone saw the signs. So that's just how they
because
did
it was in a public space,
Yeah.
so we put signs up. Yeah, I bet it was.
But I am genuinely speaking as someone who's just filmed a dance show in Compton. Tell you what, if there's a kid anywhere near you dancing, it is a logistical nightmare, as it probably should be.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Cheryl says, it's almost like every kid in LA can dance. Which I really enjoyed.
Says that from the window of that truck.
From Tommy's truck.
That was from Tommy's truck. That was too much.
And then there's her sort of final thoughts at the end of the day where she's being driven away. And it's not this, but it's pretty much like Emily Sandé's playing in the background, like, I wanna scream, I wanna shout. And Cheryl's like, I just thought it was so inspiring, the way they moved as clowns.
Well, we need to cleanse our palate musically, and we do that with the bongo, the synth bongo beats of One Thing by Amory.
You're jangling your keys at me. So we are back at the Millennium Dance Studio, and
What in the Robin Anton Pussycat Doll graffiti hoodie hell is she wearing in this scene?
I don't know, what is she wearing?
She's wearing that white hoodie that's got all like the graffiti spray paint like things on it.
I bought it on Melrose.
She looks fucking crazy.
It says push 10, Sheza.
Now, I laughed out loud at this point because she gets introduced to two professional dancers, and they kind of, their choreographer lists some of the people they've danced for, but one of them's Sean Kingston, and for some reason I just could not stop laughing. You're way too beautiful, girl.
So the dancers have also danced for Sierra and Neo. Now,
Cafe Nero.
Cafe Nero. They've danced for Neo at Cafe Nero. The Neo sessions at Cafe Nero. What?
We really need to get Neo to do like some kind of like Matrix revival at Cafe Nero. So it's like Neo playing Neo at Cafe Nero.
I like that. Cheryl she's so nervous.
Yeah.
But she's doing well, her dancing. I've written that she's still a bit bendy and weak in her moves, but she's getting there. She's wearing sneakers. One of the dancers is wearing like Timberlands.
Oh, really? Wow, that's heavy.
And exactly, Cheryl's getting exhausted. What about the fucking woman who's in the Timberlands?
We get a wonderful montage of Cheryl complaining. She goes, I'm dead. I can see me heart beating through my top. That's my favourite. And then when she goes, I'm only 24. I'm only 24. I shouldn't be this unfit. It's like, Cheryl, 24. And I spied Hillary in the back of that one. I was like, I see you, Miss Shaw.
Oh, I see her in the next one, actually. But yeah, Hillary's got her way. Yeah, no, darling, I'll just come to LA too. I'll just make sure that you know that you're doing the right moves.
Bet you will.
I have written here that Cheryl, the thing is, she is a natural dancer. She's been doing it her whole life. So of course she ends up being good at this.
Yeah, she was just nervous about the process of learning it, basically.
What, and having to dance to music with black people.
Yeah.
She should
God,
have
she
been.
finally said the words. Someone said it.
So, oh God, do you know she's gonna have to audition for? Bloody Will.I.am.
Bloody William. So she's back at the Standard. She's back in LA. They took a little trip home, which we didn't find out about.
Yeah. Why did they bother to say, so Cheryl goes back to the UK, but then she comes back to LA? Like, what? Why?
I didn't need to know that.
No, didn't need to know that. So she's got 2 hours to learn the choreography for the Will.I.am thing. Now we meet a new choreographer, Tracy Phillips.
Yeah.
Who's she?
I didn't bother Googling her.
Yeah, she's something.
I was getting a little weary at this point because it was such a long episode.
Yeah. So she's learning the choreo, and who turns up? Will.I.am.
William.
William's here, and he's wearing a hat. I would say a hat atop his head.
Yes.
His head isn't in that hat.
It's really perched atop.
Really perched on top. I was confused because they hug and greet. They've clearly met before, right?
Yeah, the editing in this scene of her auditioning for him and him announcing whether she would get in the video or not was one of a more nuanced piece of editing than I've ever seen. It was we weren't lingering on much apart from, so we see him watching her do the choreo and it's cut like very like strangely, and then it finishes and then we slip back into Curb Your Enthusiasm and we just get the longest scene with no music of him awkwardly going over and going, oh yeah, it's really good, you know.
But wait, there is something pretty amazing about, so Cheryl, you're gonna dance by yourself.
Yeah, in like a well-lit room.
And Will.I.am's just gonna stand slumped by a mirror watching you. That's really embarrassing. But she's good.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah, so God, big moment of the episode. You know, let's really build it up. Is she gonna...
Should we put some music behind it? Oh no, should we just use room tone noise, like silence?
And Will.I.am's like, yeah, she's a super duper dancer, so she's got the part.
Bum, 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 ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, whoop, boom.
Again, not seen here is the footage of him walking and being like, wait, why? We're not shooting the video today.
Yeah.
Why are we here? Because she's...
A producer saying, oh, at the end you have to say she's got a part in the video, and him being like, okay, but, you know, she has.
Yeah, and she's already recorded vocals for the song, so...
Check it out. Check it out.
Should we shoot this bloody music video?
I do like her white Adidas tracksuit with the gold stripes that she's wearing to head to the video shoot. I
that's
really
comfy.
liked it. It looked really cool. And I thought, I'd like to wear that, but it's not going to survive in my life, you know?
Well, I mean, Cheryl's like makeup must have got on that all the time as well. But you know that she probably washes her clothes in like real hardcore chemicals.
Yes, she definitely does.
I should be excited, but I'm absolutely shitting myself.
Yeah, so she's getting into hair and makeup.
She sure is. This is heavy eye makeup and brows.
Yeah, she's wearing that kind of that outfit that I'd forgotten about. I remembered the dance outfit. I forgot that she's wearing that kind of
Very odd.
almost like a high-end sack dress.
Yeah, a gold sack dress with belt and gloves.
Yeah.
And her hair is really big, but it's also slightly greasy. It's
Yes.
very odd.
It was at this point that I realized that this song wasn't Check It Out.
Like, oh.
Truly. I was like, oh, yeah, this is what she's wearing in that video.
Okay, yeah, so she films the first part, which is her just kind of freestyling with Will. And then she changes into the outfit that I remember, which is very PCD, very Pussycat
Yes.
Dolls. Cropped pink hoodie with metallic Beetlejuice detail, I've written. And she's wearing a metallic... Now, what kind of top is that? A bandeau? Like a
Yeah.
metallic bandeau top? Is that what it is?
I think it was like a... Yeah, actually, bandeau top. Or is it bandeau?
Bandeau
know.
top. And then low metallic flowy pants.
Yeah, I described this outfit as great and terrible.
Oh, yeah. But to be fair, in terms of movement, when she does
Yeah.
the dancing, it's great for that. She also flashes a West Side sign at one point.
That's not great.
Yeah.
And there's a really great moment where she's squeezing in some last minute choreo with the choreographer. And I forgot in this video that in the backdrop there's people wearing like kind of morph suits with lights on
Yeah.
doing the choreography. At one point, someone walks behind her with like all the lights are on, and it's just someone in a morph suit like slumping along behind her.
Yeah.
While she's like going, I'm a handbreaker, like in like the loading bay of that studio.
It's very like behind the scenes of Avatar. Like it was someone with just like dots on them walking around in the background.
Yeah, another moment that in my head I heard bum bum bum. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
So it's her big moment.
Yeah.
She does her big dance. She's fucking great.
Yeah, but she's not happy about it. I wasn't prepared.
So yeah, at the end she's crying. She feels like she wasn't prepared. She's jet lagged. Well, you shouldn't have gone home.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they left it in. And then she's disappointed in the takes that she watched back. And then we get Kimberly in a Girls Loud interview saying that Cheryl's very self-critical. Oh yeah, I can imagine her being very self-critical. And this made me... I felt for Cheryl here because it's like, oh, you really are a fucking... You are... I don't know. It made me think of her in a different way.
I was also really picturing Kim, like gasping awake in the middle of the night from a phone call in LA from Cheryl, like upset, and her being like, oh, it's just Cheryl. She's on the phone from LA. No, it's all right. It's all right. He's asleep with the kids.
No, but what did Will say? Was Will happy? Oh, yeah. So, shall we go to what looks like a screening room at Shoreditch House in London?
Or that's Soho. That was that hotel that was opposite like the Soho Theatre that was like in that little side street. Do you remember?
The Soho
Hotel. It had shades of that as well because it had that screening room. But although that one had like cow print chairs, so maybe it wasn't that one.
Because I thought we saw the Tea Building.
Yeah. So many people filmed in that Soho Hotel screening room. That's like every time there's some kind of like cinema thing, there's always those cow print fucking cinema chairs. Anyway.
So it's a friends and family viewing.
Yeah. Sarah's in a sequin beanie.
Sarah is hungover. Can you tell? She has been out.
Yeah.
Cheryl's in a polo neck.
Yeah. And then we get kind of just a really kind of mortifying sequence of the video being played for everyone in this like function room of this hotel.
There's some gals from the record company office just sitting there.
Yeah, everyone's very like restrained. There's not enough like hooting and hollering going on here and like encouragement. It's all very like, were they trying to build tension by using like fake cutaways of people not looking into it, or were they
I
like
don't know.
people just being like British and restrained?
I think people are being British and restrained.
Right.
Cheryl's like slumped in her chair. She's kind of smiling, but watching kind of through her hands. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Tell you who isn't there.
Nadine.
Nadine is not there.
I didn't sign the contract. I'm not going to turn up to the filming.
Kenrick is there.
Yeah.
I don't understand why at no point are her vocals mentioned.
Right.
So like, oh, I'm a dancer. Am I going to make it into the video? And then we see the final video. She's not only in the video dancing, she's fucking singing it.
Well, then we get kind of a final word from Shez, and it's all set to that song Happy Ending by Mika. Is this a happy ending? And
And she's clearly taken the words from the producer, which says, thinking back on my journey.
Yeah, yeah. It's such a non-recap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, when this episode ended, did you catch a couple of the things that they talked about on ITV2?
What was coming up next on ITV2?
Hey, Paula.
Hey, Paula!
And then the other thing they mentioned is that it's taking a week off, but next week Michelle Ryan is coming back in The Bionic Woman. Do you remember that? Michelle Ryan from EastEnders.
She was in that.
She had a big break and was in like some reboot of that show, The Bionic Woman.
That's
and
right.
It like completely tanked. It got like pulled off the air like halfway through the season. But I cackled thinking about Michelle Ryan as The Bionic Woman and Hey Paula.
Oh my god, I think we could do Hey Paula.
Oh yeah.
I would love to rewatch Hey Paula. Anyway, that is episode 1 of The Passions of Girls Alloud.
Yeah.
So we've had Cheryl. We've got 3 more episodes.
3 more episodes, and I know we've got a little certain rock chick coming up next week.
A little rock chick. Is it Sarah next
Yeah,
week?
Sarah's the next episode.
Rock chick and a horse.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. You're going to get an episode of Passions of Girls Aloud every week for the next 3-4 weeks.
Yep.
Leading up to the tour.
Yeah.
And
Makes it sound like we're going on tour with them.
Woo! And your regular episodes of UWA Prime every other week. But please get in touch. Give us a shout on Instagram. You're welcome, America. You can email us.
You're welcome, AmericaPodcast@gmail.com.
And
And you can drop us a little line on our new phone number, which is
612-699-2007.
And you can leave us a message on that.
Yeah, don't be put off by the fact that it's a Minnesota phone number.
Oh, Minnesota.
Oh yeah, oh gee.
Oh, wait, will international people have to use a dialing code for that? Yeah, probably.
+1.
Yeah, +1.
612-699-2007.
Bye, you're welcome.
You are right up my street. Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13. I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.